The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced the unification of all segments of the Nigerian forex market. The Apex Bank announced that collapse of all windows into the investors and exporters window. This move is part of Nigerian government effort to improve liquidity and stability in the market and attract foreign investors into the Nigerian economy, according to the press statement signed by Director of Financial Markets Angela Sere Ejimbi. The bank abolished the segmentation of the FX market into different windows. The CBN also announced reintroducing the willing buyer and willing seller model at the IE window. This model allows eligible transactions to access foreign exchange based on the guidelines outlined in the circular dated 21st April 2017. And to discuss this, I have a gentleman joining me via Zoom, Ayodele Adio, a policy analyst. Mr. Ayodele, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
All right. How do you perceive the impact of this development on addressing market malpractice and alleviated the long-standing challenge of a fragmented exchange rate in the country?
I mean, this is what every sensible economist have been calling for in the last 7 years at the very least. The idea that people were making trillions, billions, and multiple of millions of naira by doing absolutely nothing but gaming the system, using the window between the official rates and the market rates to become essentially rich just by having access to free dollars, was one that angered a lot of well-meaning Nigerians. And, thankfully, that is it Christmas period, I'm going to call it now, has completely ended. But the most important thing is not just stopping the rent-seeking opportunities that window created. The most important thing, is the fact that it creates a stable environment for international investors, for foreign direct investments to flow in, and for there to be some sort of stability and predictability in our business environment generally. And that's why you've seen that our bonds, have responded positively, that our markets also have also surged. And that's why you see all the positive signals, especially coming from the international community, because it signals very simply that Nigeria is open for business and that we're a serious country, and that we're ready to do business with international investors. That for me is the most important thing, or the most important output from that decision that was made. In fact, many of the forex that have been trapped in the country for so long, and you recall that a lot of airlines, have been crying to the roof, that they can't repatriate their forex. By this decision, I'm sure in the next couple of months, many of these trapped funds, would find their ways, back into the system, and this also would inspire confidence in these businesses to continue to operate within our geographical space and perhaps even to push prices downwards. Because the truth is, the mere fact that they could not access Forex, made them price things like airline tickets, at ridiculous rates. And I'm sure that once this is settled, after a period of time, we're likely to see prices in those domains begin to go down steadily.
All right. I also would like to find out from you, with the implementation of a unified exchange rate, how likely is it for certain individuals to hinder the process in the pursuit of a free market, considering our focus on transparency and liquidity?
I mean, the truth is there's nothing to hinder. I listened to you carefully in your introduction, where you said, people can freely trade this forex through the I&E window. So there's no way you can game this system now, because everything now is likely to be determined by market forces, right? So the more we improve on our fiscal strategy and our fiscal policy as a country, the more we get other macroeconomic factors right, the moment we get other economic decisions right, whether it's on the micro or the macro level, and our currency continues to strengthen against the dollar, you're likely to see the prices also fall considerably. I think today it traded at about 700 naira to a dollar, the last time I saw it. But it's likely to go lower in the next couple of months, depending on the fiscal decisions that we take as a country, right? So it's not something that people can game. It's not something that people can relatively control. It's the CBN that actually has the prerogative to do such kinds of monetary controls. And this time it's created an environment, for banks to freely trade, this forex. And so we're not likely to go back to the kind of regime that we saw in the last,
Right.
7 years.
All right, Ayodele Adio, I'm so sorry we're out of time. Thank you for your contribution so far. All right, let me just have your final take on this topic. With the removal of fuel subsidy, and now there are expectation that there will be high pricing pressure and all of that. How do you think we can navigate this?
Wait. Achuaju is here, and he's going to address this matter. We have been helping some West African countries, to grow. Somebody went to a border overnight and counted about 300 trucks one night going to that side. So those small countries, very close to us, are feeding on us. Now that they have removed the subsidy, go and check. They tell us that we consume how many barrels or petroleum products. I mean, the liters, billions of liters we consume on a daily basis. Go and check now. Corruption engineers at work. They magnify these things, and you pay subsidies. It enters their pocket. No more business as usual. No more business.
No more business as usual.
We'll receive common sense, even though common sense is not common.
All right. No more business as usual.
It takes a man who understands the dynamics or the economics to deal with this matter. You will see that all these things they magnify that we consume on a daily basis is just a fiction. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Actually, we get the right, what we consume here every day. And if God help us and Dangote refineries, work, and the modular refineries work, we'll have enough. Yeah, and the price will go down. That's where we are. All
right, a good place to leave it. Thank you so much. I've been speaking with a politician, Joy Bukwe, here in the studio. I had Ayodele Adio join me via Zoom. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you for having me.